There we go. Awesome. So I want a little transparency here from everybody that's on. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 out of 10. Decimal system's fine as well. On how good you think your post-sale process and follow-up with your clients are after you've sold them the policy. What would you rate yourself? 6, that's fair. 7, yep. 7.5. 5, 5, right? You will start generating way more business when you get this to like an 8. Um, like the ability to do that. And I'm going to give you guys like all the stuff I have built, all the stuff I used, a lot of templates. I'm going to show you how to do it. If you spend the time doing this, one, your business is going to be way stickier, right? Like your business is just going to be stickier. And two, it's a way to get in front of people way more often because that's what you want. You want the at bats in front of people as we're going here. All right, let's go to screens. All right. So this is like the overview document, okay? And then I'll get into the templates and stuff. But this is really built on the back of like NAPQ and Five Voices. So I'm a big believer in both. If you're brand new, you don't know what NAPQ is, it stands for Nurture, Educate, Qualify, Present. Okay. It's a really good framework of how to learn how to communicate, especially in sales. So when you like if you ever listen to like Dylan Call, he is heavily trained in NEPQ on how that goes. And then you're like, well, how am I supposed to know somebody's voice? As you dive into the voices and you learn more, you're going to you're going to be able to really like learn what people's first voice is. I generally can tell you now within 5 or 10 minutes of talking to someone, for the most part, I'm probably right 90% of the time, like what their voice is. Um, so yeah, I'll blow it up here as we get going. So I'll make the screen big. Um, yeah, it's really understanding. Okay. So policy delivery. Okay. Let's be honest here. How many of you actually deliver your a policy, right? Like, and I'm not talking when I say policy delivery, I mean the client's paid, they got the policy, right? Like after it issues. How many of you have a touch point? Out of 10 clients, how many of them do you actually touch after their policy issues right away? Yeah, same, Paul, 10-4, right? Like that's, um, it's a this is like I think this is like the one of the most important calls to lock it up. Um, right? The bad delivery, the early relapses, right? Like my state, South Dakota, my home state, they actually require if the client doesn't go in and open the email they got from the policy delivery from the carrier, they won't count that as placed. That's a South Dakota law. There's a half a dozen states that way. So right, you got to make sure it's there. And then really like I have a script wrote down that's very easy to use, right? What are you going to do? You're going to go in, you're going to review the details, the death benefit, the riders, all their stuff. Okay. This is framework. Okay. This is not word for word. I want to be really clear, like on this, like, um, right? Hey, I'm calling your policy's been issued. I want to walk you through everything so you're still 100% clear. You understand the clients have their number, right? Take 8 or 10 minutes, walk them through, right? Did you sell them something with living benefits? Is there just a terminal rider on a whole life policy? Is there going to be some cash value? Understanding that, hey, for the first 3 years, there's not going to be really any cash tomorrow, showing them the cash schedule. Hey, you're locked in, it's going through. And I kind of talk about like the different things you can do for term, for whole life, for IUL, mortgage protection, final expense. If you're doing any advanced markets, annuities, IBC, debt free life. Okay. I want them when I'm done. My goal is I want them to say back to me, hey, I have $25,000 worth of coverage. This is what it does. I understand. I want them to be really clear. Okay. Um, Now there's some great training on beneficiaries and how to get them. I'm not going through all that today on the beneficiary side, but you need to really ask the question of who's going to handle it if something happens, not just who the beneficiary is, right? Maybe it's a son, maybe it's a daughter, maybe, it's a parent. Like you get that, get those infos, right? Um, And then here's some of the ways I ask. Okay. And then I close the call. Right. And what I did is I've built framework for everybody how to close the call if you think you're talking to a nurturer. Okay. If you think you're talking to a guardian, if you think you're talking to a creative, if you're talking to a connector, right? On the delivery calls, here's some things you can do, right? If you're talking to me and Sean, I'm easy. Get to the point. Don't over explain, right? I don't need to like hit the key facts, move on, right? Like just give me the bullet points. I'm great, right? A connector, they want to connect. They want to make it relational. They want to have that, right? Ask about their families. Like, so this is the big one I'm going to start with first that is super important. Okay. A post delivery confirmation email. Okay. Um, how many of you send an email to your client saying, hey, great talking to you. This is what your policy is. This is what it does. Here's your monthly premium amount. Here's when it's drafting, right? Here are the beneficiaries. Here's what you have in there, right? How many of you send that email out to every client, right? So, like really making sure they have that. Okay. This is, hey, it's there, but you want them to have that in there. Okay. And then my big thing is a 30-day check-in. Okay. This is, hey, first premium's drafted, it's gone through, but that's when buyer remorse peaks up. Okay. Um, yeah, so I also send an email like after this. This isn't to get the meeting. This is I've done the meeting and here's a confirmation and I'm going to show you why. Okay. Why does the 30-day matter? Right? It's when they have it. Okay. I've also shown you like my text messages I send. Okay. Um, yeah, right. But it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's what does it, if it takes longer, it takes longer, right? 30-day check-in. Hey, just want to check in. You've had your policy about a month. Everything goes smooth. First payment went good. Just looking out for you, right? You're just letting them know, hey, I'm thinking about you. Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna get all these. I have multiple documents to share. Okay. Most of the time, they're not even going to respond to the 30-day text message. You get like I usually get like a heart or a thumbs up, right? Like they just like it. Great. Hey, they got it. If everything's good, unless they're a connector. Okay. Hey, follow up text, like what they do. Okay. And then what I do is I send one 3 days later, right? Hey, if I don't get a like or a heart, just one more touch. Hey, here you go. It was there. Two texts max. Okay. Like again, it's important. If you've learned and you think they're a guardian or nurturer or creative content, remember, most people are a nurturer or a guardian. That's 73% of the population. Okay. Like make sure those things are set up. All right. Then the 90-day is the big one. Okay. For me, the client settled in, the policy's real, they've made a few payments, buyer's remorse is gone. Okay. Um, hey, can you believe, right? It's been 3 months already. Just making sure everything's running smoothly. Ask them, how you doing? Right. And a lot of times you'll get a response. Hey, glad everything's good. This is when you can go back for more referrals. Okay. If they give one, if they say they can't take any of one, no worries. Just keep us in the back of your mind whenever someone comes out. Okay. 90-day email for IULs, like any advanced market stuff. Hey, this is what's going on. It's created in there, right? Next one, right? We got to work, right? Every lapse, right, hurts twice, right? Clients lose their coverage, you lose commission, okay? A lot of lapses I think are related to this, okay? Um and feel meets, NEPQ I think is really important, okay? And if you say, "Hey, Trevor, what's feel?" right? I have it all broken down in here for you, okay? So, but as you get through that, um, hey, this is what I do. Stuff happens, right? Sometimes it's an account. Maybe we didn't get it set up on the right day. Or hey, hey, can we update your bank info? All the different things. All right. Final email outreaches I send. Hey, that goes through there. And then I break down my whole annual review system. Okay. Right. Pre-scheduled text a month out. Hey, can you believe it's been almost a year since your coverage? I'd love to do your annual review, right? 15, 20 minutes. It's really good. You can make it say 5. I don't care what you say. But I generally find that's about how long they take, right? Confirmation emails as they go, right? And then I have a whole script in here for you about, hey, how do you talk to the nurturer, right? Like, how do you go to a coverage review? What are you doing? Hey, you have this term, you're on this policy. Hey, if it's an IUL for health, it's great. If it's protection, right? I'm reminding them this is not set up for cash accumulation. Okay. Um, it's there. And then I do a lot of like I ask, here are the life changes questions. Hey, has your income changed at all? How's it work? Right? Any additions, new babies, marriage, buy sort of home, any health, right? Like double checking that. And then how you can find a gap, right? What do you do if income's increased? Right? If they got a new home, right? What if, there's no changes? Okay. And then again, what are we going to do again at that end of that call? We're going to ask for referrals. You can't get referrals if you don't ask for them. Okay. And then same thing. I send a review. Hey, here's what we discussed. Here's what we talked about. Talk to you soon. Okay. Here's the implementation playbook. Okay. Whatever CRM you're using, I know a lot of us are using Funnel. Some are using Go High Level. Set this up. Okay. Um, if you're an agency owner, if you're training agents, right? Like this is going to help get persistent rates up, going to get lapse reversals. Like there's a ton of stuff in there. Okay. But here's why. Okay. I have a whole system on a welcome to like the team based on their product. Okay. And what I send. All right. So mortgage protection is pretty straightforward, right? We're using a term or a whole life policy, right? I explain to them what it's doing. Hey, are they paying off their house? Did we do critical period, right? Um, does your poly have living benefits, right? Again, these aren't just perfect cut and paste. You got to adjust it, dependent upon the client. Okay. So this is the email they get after I've sold them the policy. Hey, welcome to the team. Thank you. You're on there. I appreciate you. Right. A couple things, right? I I really want to explain living benefits so they don't think it's just like a loan and like they can access it any time again. Okay. We sit down, hey, your policy is structured with this. If this is back, right? The money can be used if you need this. All right. Hey, you're part of the team. I want them to know they're part of my team, right? Hey, this is here, we're there, right? Term's pretty straightforward. This is how long you got it for, blah, 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 right? We chose term and this is why. Always say this is why we chose this. Okay. Um, Whole life insurance, right? Hey, basic whole life, here's what we're doing. These are the ones that really matter here. Okay. IULs, because I know a lot of us sell IULs not just for wealth, but we sell them for protection. Okay. So if I'm building cash, here's what I'm talking about too. Okay. That's super important. This is the most important email if you sell protection face value emails for IULs. Hey, I'm sending you this. I want to make sure we're on the same page and how it's designed because we're talking about what it's doing based upon our conversation for your goals and your budget. We structured this IUL policy specific for life insurance protection. Okay. I want this so they can't ever come back and say, oh, this is an IUL. I should be making blah, 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 blah money. That's not why I'm selling a face value, right? The priority was getting your family a strong death benefit at a cost that works for you. Okay. That was the goal. That's exactly what we did. We want to remind them, hey, we got you to your goal and we did it, right? We got you more coverage than a regular whole life policy, but it's there, right? What do you do? Right? But early cash value growth will be limited, will depend on performance. This policy was not designed as a savings vehicle, investment, or short term liquidity tool. Right? I want them to see that. I want them to read it. I want them to understand it. Okay. So, hey, you're part of the team now, right? You're again here on the long haul. And then any advanced market guys, I have them built for debt free life, IBC. And then if you're quote unquote like doing it as a final expense, right? So big key, right? This is the big one if I'm doing graded versus immediate, right? If I have graded policies, right, I want that in there. Hey, I want to make sure I explain the grade to them So they're not calling me going, "Oh, how come this happened?" Right? Like, we have a neighbor here in the RV park that when the one she had found, they were only giving her, if something happened the first 2 years when she got me the policy, um, 5% back on their money if something happened. So, right, versus everybody else's 10. And I was like, oh, right? Like, and then they graded it year 3. Like it was trash. So, right, like I want these delivered. So if anything ever happens, it's there, right? I explained to them what happens next. Hey, keep your stuff together. Now, keep in mind, right? If it's an annuity, things like that, they're going to get a ton of paperwork, right? If you sell them a banner policy, Banner will not email them or mail them a copy of the policy. They will not do it. If you have someone that requires it, it's going to cost you about $30 to do it. It's what it's cost me, right? By the time you print it off, print it off, right? You're going to print 60, 80 pages. You're going to go to a UPS or FedEx store and you're going to send it to them, right? I have a few clients that wanted it. Listen, we make enough commission on Banner. I'll spend the $30. Okay. But these are really important because what you've done now is you've said, hey, here's what it is. We're setting this up, right? But we're not saying it's there, right? The big thing you'll see in all of these is, hey, we chose this structure because you told me that having protection you can actually use while you're live, not just after you're gone, was a priority. What's that for? A living benefit, right? Hey, right? And then I'm letting them know we're going to schedule the delivery call, right? To get everything together so you understand your coverage, your benefits, how to read your documents, no confusion, no surprises, right? But we want to make sure they understand that, right? Like, how do we go through? What do you do? Okay. Now, how many of us actually read our emails? Zero. I hate reading emails, but I need them. So, right? Um, right. We're in business. We have to. So what I've done is you also are going to, like, I'm going to give you my text templates. I send them. Okay. So yeah, the important ones, but you're like, whatever. What I'm doing is I send them a text. Hey, it's Trevor. I've made these out, right? From the Tipton agency. Just sent you a welcome email with all the details on your new mortgage protection policy. Take a look when you get a chance. Really glad we got your home covered. If you have any questions at all, just text me back here, right? Um, you know, hey, checking in. Did you get a chance to look at that? So, right, I'll follow up. Did they get it there? Living benefits, what's on there? Okay. It's all fresh. What term does, what whole life does, right? Wealth building, right? IUL protection. I send different things. And I'm saying it in text. Hey, take a look when you get a sec. Really grateful you trusted with us, right? Just want to make sure you saw it. But what it's doing is it's giving me those extra touches when I'm getting going. So I'm not some stranger to them. So when they get retargeted on their ads, because they're going to get retargeted, okay, it's there. Because remember this, the algorithms for social media that we all look at, they're not like, the way I explain it is they're exposing you. Okay. And let me explain what I mean by that. When we're done with this call, take your phone out, go open it up. And if you don't look, I don't care if you look at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, open it up, go put in, if you don't follow a bunch of, like my wife, who has her whole feed is dogs, right? If you don't follow dogs, go on there and go type in like whatever kind of dog and then go like 3 pictures on it. And then I want you to go pick something else random, right? If you like hate sports, go pick a golf thing, right? Or whatever, and go like 3 things, right? And then, if you haven't ever done a way to say thanks, you can always go to my page, like 3 things, little shameless plug here. But then come back in an hour and watch what your algorithm does. Watch if your algorithm is at those 3 things that you just liked. What these things do is push at you what you naturally like, and right, what it thinks you're going to like. Okay. So when they are answering digital ads, they've now said, I like life insurance. I want information on life insurance. How do these companies make their money? They make their money by selling ads. Okay. They're going to retarget the shit out of them. Okay. Right. Like they're just going to target them. Right. So what do I want? I want to be in their ear, following up, touching bases with them. So it's not just, oh, hey, I got this other guy calls and they happen to catch him. Oh, I can get you a better rate than that. And then they go and they're getting hits and right, they're not saying, oh no, Trevor's my guy. I love Trevor. I don't care who you are. Right. Like, and I've had clients call me, right? I had a client recently. I talked about this. I don't remember what call I was on, but I have a client that just took the buyout at the end of last year with UPS. Guy in his early 50s, really good shape, but we got him a banner term and he got preferred, not preferred plus. But he had responded to a Razor Ridge ad. And so I helped him. So guess what? He kept getting retargeted. And he had people calling him, they were guaranteeing them they could get him preferred plus at literally guaranteeing it at banner to get him to do the app. I'm like, so you know, like I showed it to him. I took screenshots because they looked at it. We applied standard plus because he's in his 50s. I never applied preferred for somebody in their 50s ever. I tell him, we're trying to get you here. Hopefully, we get you here. It'd be a miracle if we got you there. I've never seen somebody in their mid 50s get a preferred plus with banner. Um, I know it can happen, but I haven't had it happen. So, right, they get him prefer, and I showed them. I go, look, the underwriter reviewed this. If you go reapply, they can actually choose to take it away because now they're going to think, why is he reapplying? Right? They're going to think you're shopping this out. And I explained to them the 2 year period. So, right. So when you're doing that, send them these texts. Okay. Hey, this is what we're doing. Right. This is you did a really good thing helping your family. Have any questions? Just call me. I'm just here to help, right? Like I'm not there, but I'm touching them, right? Like I'm constantly touching base, okay? And then I put some text practices in, right? Send after the email, not instantly. Don't double slam them. It feels automated, okay? Right? Just put enough delay that you're like, oh, okay, hey, and that's what I do. Like I'm sitting here, I'll send it off, like, okay, it's there. What's really cool is you can take all these and make them as text templates now in Funnel, right? Go make them as your own text templates, and then you just have them there to send. All right. It's easy. You can literally put that in, right? You don't have to send the day two follow up every time, but I really do on my advanced market people. Um, and a big thing, don't overdo it, right? Two text max, 48 hours. It's not overly aggressive, right? Don't, unless they're asking questions and you're responding. Okay. Um, right. And compliance reminder, if it's a referral, even if you know the person, right? CYA always said I have to send, like if I know them, hey, I have to send you this text that says if I'm texting them from my CRM, not my personal phone, my CRM, that says, hey, I'm texting you from there because I want to keep my HEP. Okay. Here's the other thing. Add a personal touch. Put your voice in it. Right? These are written from me. This is how I communicate. Okay. You might communicate very different, right? Robbie probably communicates very differently from me. Paul probably communicates very different from me, right? I don't live in the South like Andrew, right? Like I don't, he's gonna talk in cadence a little bit different than me. That's just we're raised different. We grew up different, right? But add a personal touch, okay? These things are really gonna help you. Um, right? I can save you money if I write you a term. Correct. Yep, absolutely. So that's why I want to tag them. That's like huge, right? Like, oh, it's there. Well, yeah, but we put this like again in these templates. The big thing on the emails is I remind them, okay, hey, we're doing this because this is what you asked for, right? Like, Ashley, um, this is what you asked for. You asked for this, right? Hey, a few things to understand, right? Especially like how does term work, right? We chose term because it gave you this, right? Like I'm always ending like this is why we chose this, okay? It's a permanent foundation. We chose this structure because you wanted permanent coverage with guarantees. Now you might have to change it. We chose this because you're a 72-year-old COPD smoking overweight diabetic and Transamerica FE is the only instant coverage I can get you at, right? Like that's frankly like we also have to say that sometimes. Now, don't say it like that, but I want this. I'll adjust this if it needs to, right? So, right, hey, I don't want that in there. I'll make it up as we go through. Okay. And then the next, this is something I've said it. It's so easy to do to Canva. And if you're not doing it, you are completely blowing it. Okay. How many of you are using an email template? Like you send out, right? Like when you go, you're like sending like a newsletter monthly to your clients. Do you send one? You are leaving hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars on the table. Okay. Here's why. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to do one educational piece a month. Okay. And you're going to do something fun, right? I always do a recipe. Okay. Like, and I do a recipe around this time. When you build a following and you don't send one and they like people like the recipes, like you get good recipes, like they will be there, right? Think about like if you're Scott Summers, what would Scott Summers have in his newsletter? A dad joke. He would have a dad joke because that's Scott, right? But end it in there. Hey, dad joke of the month, right? Like if I was Scott, he loves his dad joke. That's like his thing, right? If you're Tom Deutsch, you might reference, hey, my favorite eagle of the month, right? Whatever it is, if you're looking at those different things, okay? Kristen Blankenship might talk about anime and characters that they're into, that like Mikey loves, right? Those kind of things. Like make it about you. Like have it be something fun that you talk about, right? Matthew likes to go snowboarding, right? He lives in Colorado. Talk about that, right? Boatman's out on a lake in the summer, right? Like, hey, if you're going to the lake, here's things you can do, right? Take it and go there. There are so many templates you can use that like make stuff so easy now in Canva. You literally can design it in like minutes. Okay. So like I literally took one that was for a furniture newsletter. Okay. Like I found one and then I just made it my colors, right? Like, hey, here it is. Go and type it in, right? And then you can just put them in an email campaign and drip them out, right? Hey, here it goes. They're gonna be like, hey, what is this? Right. And the big thing is like the tagline in them. Yeah, right. All of my Instagram posts on my business page are in Canva. Right. Absolutely, Ashley. Right. So like as you go through though, that like one page thing is there, but it's giving you a chance to talk about, hey, we got this new product out, right? Think about what we've had launched at this company in the 2 years. I haven't been here 2 years yet. Okay. In the last 2 years I've been here, okay. I there's so much stuff we have. Okay. And then you're also always going to have a blurb about we're always hiring. Know anybody looking for remote? You're going to have a little thing in there, right? Yeah, Adobe, same. Adobe, you can do the same thing, right? You can just take a template and edit it up, right? Like here, like I'll literally, where is it? There, computer. This is, I saved it because I knew someone's going to ask. This is the like furniture newsletter template I found. It's 2 pages. You can use it, right? Change it up. It's super easy, right? Open in Canva, open in Adobe. You can edit it, change the pictures. I just like the layout of it because, like, what I like up top, I'll be like, hey, protecting your family's future with living benefits, right? The second one might be, hey, um, here's your recipe of the month, whatever it is you're doing. Um, if you're like one of the things I like to do is I share our travels, right? I'm not shy about us traveling. Hey, here's where we are, right? Um, like what's there, like how we go through, like what we're doing, how that all works. Like it really like makes a huge difference. And then you can go through and be like, hey, family, this is who I helped, right? Like I just helped, this month we helped protect this family. Don't put their names in there. But if you do that, you're going to be constantly, then at least once a month, your client saw, oh, hey, this comes through. But if you do something that's cool and you're passionate about that you talk about, what it's going to do is they're going to feel that. Okay. And you see, I chose that because it's little paragraphs, right? Like when I go through, it's little tiny paragraphs. I can write a quick blurb. And I'll be frank, I don't even have to write most of it now. I use ChatGPT. I have it trained. I've fed it all my info. Hey, help me write this. I want to talk about this. Boom, boom, boom. I edit it to make it sound like me, and then I'm done. You can knock out this newsletter in 10 minutes, and then you're getting in front of your clients and you're thinking about like it's there. Here's other things you can do in that, right? You're allowed to do things like that. Hey, right? We're giving a, and this is how you like really going to see who's reading it. Like, put it further down. Hey, we're giving away a $20 Starbucks gift card this month to whoever responds to the email with this or shoots us a text. Um, and have it be like answer to this trivia question. First one in wins, and then post about it in the newsletter. Hey, this is where they won, right? Like you share it on social media. Hey, our client just won this $20 gift card this month, right? And then they're going to start looking for it, right? Who doesn't love free shit? Everybody loves free shit, right? Like who doesn't love it, right? Like put a $20 Amazon card on there, a $20 Target card, right? Like, I've done Ulta for the ladies, I've done Harbor Freight for the dudes because Harbor Freight is Ulta for dudes. Like that's what Harbor Freight is. I see all the guys, we're all shaking our head. Like that's like my Ulta, like that's my Target. I love Harbor Freight. I'll go totally find stuff there. But right, like think about like if you saw that, would you look out for that newsletter just to have fun? Right? Like look at like on scale. I don't know how many of you saw Mr. Beast's like Super Bowl ad he did with Salesforce, right? Like that whole code he has hidden in there. They made it super tough. The amount of data and the people that are trying to win that $1 million and figure that thing out is insane. Right? Policy, right? Awareness cards, right? Hey, this is what's going on. But this kind of thing you can do, and it's so easy, right? Like this is an income producing activity. Here's what's going to happen though. As you build your pipeline and it goes through, right? It's there. Like you're going to be like, oh, hey, how do I have this? How do I have this? Right? So this is something you really like got to take advantage of. Because it's going to help you a ton. So here are the links to the docs.
Yeah, the kickoff video coming. I'm like worried.
Hold on, let me get those in there. All right, so I'll open it up if anybody has any questions on any of this stuff. And or if anybody's doing anything they'd like to share, because we're all here to help each other. I don't know everything. I love ideas. Y'all have any, let me know.
Hey, Trevor, for the second one, it's requesting permission.
Hold on. Oh, let me change it. Let me see if it's the same now. Be no edit. Yeah. Okay. Try it now. Oh, I'm gonna get 500 emails. Like these are the little things that's gonna make the difference between you being an average insurance agent and being an amazing insurance agent. And it's like this is the stuff you got to learn how to be disciplined to do to really be good at this business, right? To keep it on the books, right? Like, I had Tacker with Transamerica call me, and he's like, "Dude, your persistency rate is really good, bro." And I'm like, "Yeah, because like I follow up with my clients, man. Like they know who I am. Like I'm not like run and hide, right?" And then, you know, you're going to get to the point where then you can just like, as you get an admin, you can have your admin start helping you with this stuff, right? I like it. This part's fun, but like it's there. But things you want to do, um, take advantage of that pipeline you're building and the clients you have and just bring value, right? The newsletter thing, I don't hook, right? I'm bringing them value, right? I talk about debt-free life, right? I talk about an annuity, right? I'll talk about an IUL. I'll be like, hey, did you know you can, if you have people that are healthy, they can get up to $1 million of living benefits now? Like, that's a great headline, right? Like, hey, this is out there. That product didn't exist until the end of last year, right? Like that's a new product. Quantum's out now, right? We got living benefits in California. Like I'm selling a ton of quantum in California because of it, right? Because it has the full living benefits there. So, um, where do you order? Oh, fridge magnets. Hey, Diana, who'd you order didn't you do fridge magnets? I think Diana did. Where'd you order them from?
I get them on Amazon, and then I just sticky note my business card onto it. So if for $10 you can get 100 of them.
Yeah, I mean, look at that, right? Like got print. Yeah. And hey, speaking of Burkhalter, do you still have access to your wholesale stuff on that?
All day long, baby. What you need?
See, I figured you did. So yeah.
Hey, you know better than this. Once you have something, you never let it go.
Yeah, just making sure. Well, there's
Yep,
Sandbar has a massive warehouse here in Arizona.
yep.
The-
I still use them.
oh, good.
You
Good
need
to know.
something. You need something. If you need a what 7 3/4, let me know.
Yeah, dude, I got a fat head, bro. Those fitted hats are rough, the back ones, but right. But yeah, like got print, fridge magnets, right? Like all those little things, that are gonna add up. And then, like look, this weekend's Valentine's, right? Send out a text campaign. Don't, send out more than 30 or 40 at a time, but to your leads, send it out. Hey, you know,
Like,
send something funny, right? Like I like doing funny, right? Like, hey, happy Valentine's. I'm gonna send like a funny gift. I'll go find one that I think's really funny, and I'll put it in a text campaign and send it to him, right? And send him a funny picture and be like, hey, right? Like Bugs Bunny with like his heart coming out of his chest, funny, like happy Valentine's Day, you know, just something to get people to smile. But then it's another reason to touch, right? The more you can be in front of people in today's society, it's there. Because ask yourself, how many people have you talked to that say they have an insurance policy, know what it actually is, who it's with, and how much it's for? For me, it's one or two out of 10, maybe. I would say, like out of every 10, maybe one or two, 1%. Most of it's like, oh, I mean, I got it, but I don't know what it is, right? I want them to see my Tipton agency coming across them. I want them to think of me. I want them to see them, right? And then I drop the newsletter. You can send these, right? I have it through my employer, absolutely, right? And that's a great subject, right? Title line: why employer life insurance is just renting, right? Put that in bold. That's going to get their attention, right? Because it is, right? The second they don't work there anymore, that policy is gone. So, right, like, they never know. They just take the money out, right? We want to be the people that they think of. Hey, when something happens, they know what to do. They know where to call, right? In my email, you see, like, I put the 800 number, right? Here's your carrier. Here's where it is, right? This is the number you call. I always text them a copy of their policy number. Hey, your quantum number is QT000457, whatever it is, right? It's low right now, right? Versus, America's AM 27,400,000 at this point, because it's, their numbers are getting bigger. But like make sure they have a copy of their policy number. Because this, I promise, is going to lead to way more leads, and it's going to start leading, if you're doing it correctly in the newsletter, to recruiting, right? Because you also want to talk about the advantages of our company and brokerage and why what we're doing remote. Like one of those sections I do on the benefits of being able to like work remotely and do this from anywhere, right? Hey, did you know you can do this from anywhere? Right? Like I always touch them on that side of things. So um take advantage of that. That's all I got. I'll use like the morning call. That's all I got today.
So, Trevor, I love how you did this because for someone like me, this can be somewhat overwhelming. And you've kind of broken it down into simple steps, simple things, simple concepts, easy to do. So I want you to know how much I appreciate that. I've gone down this path a couple of times and I've always overcomplicated things. Surprise, surprise. Um, but one thing I typed in the chat, I want to make sure that people understand how important what you said is. When we're dealing with the uncommon, the IULs that build a lot of cash value, the debt-free life, the programs like that, someone's going to come along and say, "Oh, you're paying $100 a month. I can get you that for $20 a month." and they're going to forget the reason why they did that. I lost a bunch of IULs early on because I did them and then I moved on to the next case. I did them, I moved on to the next case, and I had people coming behind me and saying the clients were completely forgetting that the main value of what we did was the cash accumulation and what it was going to do for them. So what you're saying is completely true, is that the need to maintain that relationship with the clients. So just wanted to share that with you.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, and remember this, guys. There's a 2-year contestability period with every carrier. Okay. If in that first 2 years they go apply somewhere else and the carrier sees it and their health has changed, they can choose to drop them from that policy. It doesn't happen very often, but Americo does it. Ask Mr. Bine. Him and I can tell you stories about it. So, they will do it. They have the right. It's within their rules to do that. So why would you naturally default to that, M? Right? Like, what do you mean they get mad about it? Every insurance carrier on earth does that. Okay. And I explained it to them. I want them to know. And because here's what they're going to say. If they're worthy, like, what do you mean? Can they drop me? I said, no, for no reason. If you don't change anything and you don't go apply for any other insurance, they cannot drop you, which they can't. Right. As long as we've told the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Right. I say it to all my client. Like, I was talking to a client yesterday. I'm like, listen, we don't lie. Right. We don't lie because you're not going to get paid. Okay. Right. Like, I'm very upfront with that. We're telling them the truth here. Right. I'm like, to make sure they understand, but I want them to grasp that if that's what it, like, that's what it does. Right. But every carrier, Emily, does that. Right. Like, but don't naturally just think they're automatically going to get mad. No, I explained to them. I say, hey, so I want to explain to you how all life insurance carriers work. Okay. The first 2 years is what's called contestability. Okay. Which means if they found out we didn't tell the truth on here, they have the right to cancel the policy. I'm just straight up with them about it. Okay. But we told the truth here, so we have nothing to worry about. That being said, I've seen this happen in the industry. I don't put the onus like it's happened to me. I said in the industry, I've had people that 9 months later, some person tells them they can get them a better policy. They go apply for it, but their health has changed. Okay. That then will open up Pandora's box. Okay. That's now said, hey, Mr. Insurance Carrier, I don't like your company. I don't like your policy. I'm going to go try to find coverage somewhere else. But now you have a different issue. You have a different thing, right? If that happens, call me. If your health changes, call me. I'll tell you what our options are, what we can look at. A lot of times with the carrier, I can maybe get you more coverage with the same carrier. Okay. So you want to make sure they're aware, but what that's going to do is help you. It's the opposite. It's going to help you make sure, hey, I want them 5% scared to go apply somewhere else. I do. Like, I want them like a little like, oh, I better not go do that. Right. I want that little twinge of, okay, hey, I got a great policy at a great price. Right. But this isn't, you don't get to just go shop this around constantly. Right. The carriers see all your applications. Right. Like, it goes on your Milliman. So, right. So, Milliman's a little different from your credit report, but they look at your Milliman. Every carrier looks at Milliman. So just know, like, if you have applications in, right, how many of us have applied at Americo, got offered a graded 3-year decline, and then we're going to Transamerica FE, who's going to approve them. But during it, you go hit apply. When you go to hit apply, it pops back up. Hey, does this insured have any other pending applications in process? It's because Transamerica sees you just applied for the other one. They want to make sure, hey, if they're getting 2 coverages, they want to know about it. Okay. So make sure you guys understand that. It's super important. But yeah, I'm okay letting them know that because I don't want them shopping.
So you're clicking yes there.
It depends on